Elton John's like got fine music, but everyone does better versions of a song than his are. Like, he can write a song, he just can't perform it.
I think you're like throwing hands at a lot of people. I think you're gonna make a lot of people mad.
Come at me, Elton John fans.
I bet they would come at you.
I'm trying to get
I'm not
this to
scared.
play. Hang on.
Oh my gosh.
Hang on, buddy.
Ruined.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, name an Elton John song, and then someone else has done it better. And it's like,
Benny and the Jets.
there's no good version of Benny and the Jets.
Yea and verily. Welcome to Damage Control Podcasting. We're doing previously on. I already screwed up.
Yeah.
I am Tyler, Lord Paramount of Daniel's spare back room. I am here with Sir Daniel of Newkirk,
Aye!
Cody of the House of Dietrich,
Verily.
and Adam the homosexual.
Oi!
Adam, the ton of tips.
I was trying to do the Vincent Price lisp when he said homosexual from the Bill Hader sketch. Okay, so this is previously on. I'm trying to think of the correct phrasing. I did the least worst of what Daniel expected. My Doc Brown prequel barely squeaked out Cody's Home Alone, what's the Irish supernatural,
Not Home Alone.
not Home Alone, and then Adam's Star Wars automatic reset. So my prize was I want an Arthurian movie because I cannot think of one in recent times that has done well. Does anyone think of one that's
The Green Knight.
besides the one that Adam probably used for the basis, even though I told him not to?
The Kid Would Be King, that kid movie.
That, I mean, it was a good movie, but it didn't do well.
With that Merlin guy that did all this shit every time.
Yeah, that aged backwards.
Oh, I don't know. I saw clips on YouTube. The Sons of Anarchy one.
No, that one was bad. They had like raised Arthur in like a brothel.
Where did he get raised at?
Oh, he was raised by Sir Kay. Not in a brothel. And
His
they didn't even
name's Sir Kay.
yeah, they didn't even show anything in the brothel.
What's the point of having a brothel then?
I know. That kind of pissed me off.
I know, right?
Arthur's dad. I thought his dad's name was Pendragon.
Yeah.
Well, that's his last name, yeah.
Kay Pendragon.
No, that's not. His dad dies.
Oh,
Yeah, Kay's a knight.
Kay the Knight.
Yeah, that's why his name is Sir Kay. He's a
Knight. Knight.
Oh, Jesus fuck. That's
Seriously?
It. Adam lost. If this was sharp,
The
I
Green
would
the
behead
the
you.
Green Knight's the only Arthurian story I know.
yes, I know.
Okay.
I know.
So did you write a Green Knight parody?
Nah, I didn't.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
so the goal of today is one of our three challengers must win with a good Arthurian movie.
Give us the limitations we had. You gave us 3 limitations.
Oh.
Or 3 requirements, I mean.
I want King Arthur, I want Camelot, and I want Excalibur. And none of that bullshit like you were saying last one, like, oh, hey, look, Arthur, it's his ex, Caliber.
No.
And
no,
they
that's
came
not
a lot
That's
in
not
my
what-
face.
I really like the used camel lot idea personally, but
Okay, that one was kind of funny.
Okay, so no puns, then I'm out.
Yeah,
Cody,
I'm also kind
it can't be based on a song.
I'm also
Okay, it's not
kinda
based
fucked.
on a song.
It's not based on a song.
There might be songs in it.
It's a musical.
oh, like Six String Samurai?
Oh, yeah, it's like 6. No.
Do we count that as a musical?
Adam does. That's for damn sure.
I really thought that was.
There's no picture. No one can see what I'm doing right now, but this is the most comfortable I've ever been at a podcast with my hand resting on this sword.
Really?
I feel ungodly powerful.
I wish
So-
you get a picture of that.
Legit question. They say like people never really put swords on their back, right? Because you can't.
Yeah, you can't.
So I wonder where that came from.
because it looks cool. Like, well, it's related to that. So
Tyler's holding a sword.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever mentioned that.
Yeah.
yet.
You know, like he just said it.
Oh, you just did?
Yeah.
I said I've
I
never
don't
felt
listen.
more powerful than right now.
Oh.
That's what's called a plagiarism.
A
That is not what
a
that's not
cosplayer
plagiarism.
did a Legend of Zelda cosplay where Link has the sword on his back, and he couldn't get the sword out, and the one of the 3D animators or whatever the title is on video games is like, yeah, we kind of cheat, and they basically, like, if you look at the animation, he clips it through the scabbard, so like it just like comes straight out.
So maybe that happened when like they were carrying him long distance when there was no threat of a fight, so they just throw it on their back. But when it came time for, they would throw it on their hip.
Let's be honest, like, this is way cooler looking than having it just like swing by your leg. I mean, I already got something swinging by my legs. I don't need a third thing.
What hip?
Fourth thing.
What hip? Left or right?
It'd have to be my left because I'm right-handed.
So you cross pull it?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Like, okay, imagine reaching for a sword with the hand you're using it
like
from.
this.
Oh yeah. So okay, now you're stabbing with a sword
You're
like it's a
already
knife.
in stabbing mode. Yeah, see?
No.
I think I'd win.
No.
I think I'd win all these
No.
sword fights.
No, that you could do a dagger that way. You
Yeah.
couldn't do a sword.
I don't know about that.
Sorry, I have not been paying attention at all. What is Tyler doing wrong with the hip draw?
Nothing. Like Adam thinks he's doing something wrong by having it on the opposite side what your hand you're drawing it with.
Oh no, yeah, you have it on the
No,
opposite.
you draw it like this, you're already in stabbing.
He wants it
angle.
on the same
You're
side
trying to stab
as your,
with a 2-foot
as your hand,
blade
as your
like
dominant
this.
hand.
No
Oh yeah,
force.
that's fantastic for something where you can actually like get that length out. But look at how big that fucking sword is.
All right, this is what I would do.
We're not even talking about the sword.
This is what I would do. Someone pulls a sword on me, I shoot him with a gun.
Bring a knife to a gunfight.
Like, what was it like?
That's not a
Well,
knife.
there's a quote like bows and arrows was like the end of bravery or something like that.
No, I thought it was a longbow, wasn't it?
It was something like when the bow and arrow was invented, it was like deemed the end of bravery.
Because you,
Crossbow.
Yes.
yeah,
the
you
crossbow.
kill someone without looking at them or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I
Man,
prefer to
they
do my
did-
killing by strangling.
They did not know about drone warfare back in the day.
That's why we put cameras on
You're
drones
right.
so we can look at them.
See?
Accurate.
I know stuff.
Nuh-uh, there was a stone tablet that was like, "Ye, we shall make drones."
Okay. Sorry, this is actually an idea that, like, I know it probably isn't the time, but I need to say it now so I don't forget it. And so, you know how we have the Simpsons, how they predicted so much like, oh my god, they predicted the future.
Yeah.
What if we do the opposite, where we do Futurama and everything they got wrong about the future?
Literally everything.
I don't know. I don't live in the year 3000.
But you know what I mean. You know how they have to constantly update Futurama to accommodate modern technology and stuff?
No.
No,
We don't have spaceships
That's
that where the engines move the universe around the spaceship.
How does that work with multiple engines going on at the same time?
I think it's just that engine.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what they've had to change for Futurama because Futurama got the future wrong. Because everything is so ridiculous and outlandish. I have no idea what they would have had to have changed.
Well, I guess maybe Futurama's kind of a not too much of a narrow thing, but the things, movies and stuff where they predicted stuff about the future, like how they was expecting us to be further along than now, like
Yeah,
stuff
like-
that we got wrong or stuff like they had no idea to even comprehend.
Oh, sure, like 1984.
Back to the
Yeah,
Future
stuff like
too.
that.
Are you doing a pitch on my previously on?
Not for a previously on.
That's it. Take him to the gallows.
Yeah, Gallows.
Sorry, I thought it was a good idea.
That's it. Cody lost.
That'll be his last words as he's
Yeah.
getting ready to swing. Sorry, I thought it was a good idea. And then
Whoosh.
whoosh.
I didn't sharpen this, so it might take a little bit.
Wait, I thought gallows you get hung.
I know. Shut up.
Okay.
I didn't think it. I thought Daniel would be the only one that caught it, and I didn't think he would.
No, I thought you were talking about cutting the rope.
Oh, saving my life?
No, the rope
No.
that drops
gonna-
the trap
yeah.
door.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that just a lever?
Depends on how fancy your
this
gallows
This is pre-lever.
This is pre-lever.
Yeah.
See,
Lever technology.
in the future, levelers don't actually exist.
Levelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the world is so angular.
See, this is why I wish we had a square table instead of a rectangular table, because at a square table, all sides are even.
You see, I thought you would have said a round table.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would work.
All right.
So speaking of round tables,
we've gotten 10 minutes in this.
who wants to go first?
Cody.
No, I went first last time.
No, you didn't.
No, you did. I did.
No, you didn't.
No, you definitely went last.
As Lord Paramount of Daniel's... What would you classify this room as?
Oh, I don't know. This is the game room.
Shindig.
As Daniel's
The
game
library.
room, the library, I commandeth thee to go first.
All right. We
I
open
feel
up.
like a god right now.
I bet you do.
I do.
You look like a god.
I have like half a chub. Not gonna lie.
We open up.
Your hubris will be your downfall, my
That's
friend.
fine.
The camera's rolling through a forest. Rolling like
That's not what you
like
do with
helicopter
cameras.
angle of a forest, just sort of.
They didn't have helicopters back
For the
then.
love of God!
Wait, our shit had to take place in the time period?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucked.
Daniel, you don't need to fact check it. They really didn't have helicopters back then.
Fine. I'll take your word for it.
What about that weird bouncy thing that Leonardo from Ninja Turtles made?
Leonardo from Ninja Turtle.
All right, we get a helicopter camera view of a forest.
What kind of trees?
Coniferous.
Sherwood. Sherwood.
Coniferous mixed with maples and oaks and just forest, deep old forest.
Okay.
We go over a mountain, then we go into a valley, and then the camera sort of takes over kind of semantically going until you get to this old man in the wilderness, sort of messing with this contraption, whistles, steam's shooting out. Keeping a fire going, a guy, beard down to his knees, wearing a pair of old overalls. As he turns a knob and into a clear mason jar, a clear liquid goes out a little bit, closes the knob, takes a sip, and goes, yeah! And
Is this a moonshine in Merlin?
this is a moonshine and Merlin.
Okay.
Jesus.
I like it.
Fuck.
Merlin is this old man goes by Myrrh, as Merlin is his given name that nobody knows him by. He's just old man Myrrh.
Okay.
What do they think Murr's short for?
Nobody knows.
Murphy. I answered my own question.
Who's playing Myrrh?
I wanted it to be the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Raymond?
No, the Raymond's dad.
Oh, Peter Boyle. He's dead.
He's
yeah,
dead.
I know.
He
but
died.
with AI technology, we could get him.
He died 2
You're
days.
so opposed to that idea, though.
Yeah, but
What is your obsession with dead actors? Rowan Atkinson, Peter Boyle.
fine? It's Rowan Atkinson.
Yes.
Now, if you would have said Steve Buscemi, you would have been at the lead, but
And it's
Rouge
gonna,
is Merlin.
the Boosh.
and then we're gonna go into some. You have it where he's doing a jig after he just took a swig of his homemade moonshine, and we're gonna go into some narration.
Who's doing the narration?
Art.
Okay. Okay.
People said Merlin's been around since God knows when, since before the Great Depression. Lives alone out in the middle of the woods, brewing his own old moonshine that he calls the Holy Grail. It's been years since anybody's heard from Merlin. People think he died somewhere out by his old still. Till this day, we still have folks in search of that old moonshiner's stash. And then we go into modern day, and we're talking literal modern day times. We see the sign on a whiskey barrel company called Knights of the Round Barrel.
Nice.
Jesus.
Run by hipsters. Has to be.
This is the most. I thought Adam was going to come full force with the puns. I should have.
That's why. And then we have the head of the still, Art. He's getting up there in age. He's about 60 now, but he's got a younger wife, Guinevere, or Gwen as we call her. She's in her late 30s, early 40s. She seemed to have married him for his money. It seems.
Is she fucking a dude named Lance?
Well, Lance is his younger business partner who he plans, because they hadn't had kids yet, and he's raising Lance to take over the business for him. So he just didn't realize how much of his life he'd probably be handing over eventually.
Pause for a second. Is Lancelot a punny, like a sexual innuendo? Because Lancelot cheats on Guinevere, cheats with Guinevere. Is that Lancelot supposed to be like a sexual innuendo joke on why he's called Lancelot?
No, because I think his name is like I can't remember. It has to do with where he's from.
Oh, okay. All right.
I believe.
Play.
Thanks for pausing my pitch.
Yeah, sorry.
And so we go about this business of the years of tradition that Art has put into it to build his brand up the way it is. And he's got several business partners that he calls his knights, because they all work the night shift.
I want Cody's to win.
Well, he's in the lead right now.
Okay.
But the opposition in this movie is he's got one of his younger brewers, one of his knights, who's always going through walkabouts in the woods trying to find Merlin's old moonshiner still. Hopefully he can recreate he thinks it's his way. If he finds it, he could recreate the recipe in a legal way and make millions for the company.
Is it his bastard incestuous child?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the conflict that comes. Mordred is his nephew, and I'm going to leave the incest part out of it because I don't want to offend anybody in Tennessee.
Oh.
Too close to home.
Then
a little too close to home.
Then we'll set it in Arkansas.
I don't want to do that. I've lived in Arkansas.
We just put it in Kansas. It'll be fine.
Who's Kansas?
You know what? His son and his
Cody's just like, nope.
His nephew is a big city type. So we're going to have that atmosphere of big city versus small country living, or metro country, where he's coming in like, I'm your only living heir. Lead this to me, and I will turn this into a multinational conglomerate. We will ship all over the world. And Art's like, no, you're going to cut corners to make a profit. That's not what this company's about. This company's about making the best aged barrel whiskey on the planet. And that takes time and dedication. You're going to come in here with your fancy science, use a few chemicals to age a barrel, and age a year-old barrel to make it taste like it's 100 years old. But we all know it ain't the real thing.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When someone's going to start an aged whiskey company, do they just... Like,
yeah,
they're working their normal job, and then they've got like barrels buried in their backyard, and then like 10 years from now I'm going to start my own company?
I think it's literally like that.
Seriously?
Oh.
Like, I imagine...
I'm sure what it is you...
Sherwood?
If you... I got Sherwood right now.
One of his competitors.
You start a whiskey company, and you just put out like normal whiskeys, and so like you make this first batch that you make, you sell 90% of it, and then you keep that 10%, and then you keep it sealed.
Is there really that many ways to make whiskey?
Yeah, like
I don't know.
I imagine there's loads of ways to make whiskey and whatnot.
Okay.
And I imagine it's exactly like that. Like they'll sell a part of it. Like, yeah, we made this stuff this year, but the more you age it, the better it gets.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I guess that's depending.
Depending, yeah.
They can charge more the older they say it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a company he's built from the ground up over 40 years. He started when he was like 20, even before he was allowed to drink.
Okay.
And so the whole thing is Art's not wanting to give it up, but then there's this tension because he find out his wife's sleeping with a younger man. But it comes down to, does he want his legacy to survive even if it's not in his family's hands, or go with the family he does have and they will keep it in the family?
So there's like succession with.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So it comes down to what's more important, your blood family that you know incidentally, or your family you have made through bonds and hard work. And even though it didn't, and he knows he's been ignoring Gwen. He knows it's not been the best relationship. And he realizes probably the best thing to do is, back then they couldn't get divorced, but now they can. So they leave amicably. They keep in the business even though it's strained. And then the moment is one of his knights actually does find old Merlin still out in the middle of the woods and just find out that the dude was basically using kerosene to make fucking whiskey, and there's no way they could replicate it. And the Holy Grail will continue to be a myth.
Okay, so who's playing Art?
Art, I was...
Art is short for Arthur. I get it now.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Why is everybody shaking their head at me? This is a good idea.
I'm shaking my head at him. I would say, thank God you're pretty, but we both know, even our listeners are like, God, he sounds ugly.
Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
Ben the Dick.
I want it to be somebody a little bit older.
Coming her back.
Oh, okay.
Someone
older. Someone older.
A little bit older.
Well, think of a dead actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Like, how old are we talking?
said mid-60s.
I don't want it to be
Hugh Laurie.
Sam Elliott old, but I want it to be like the next level down. So I was actually thinking Aragorn.
Viggo Mortensen?
I don't know if he'll cross IPs. He usually stays in Lords of the Ring realm.
No, he's done a lot of westerns.
Aragon? No, he's only been in Lord of the Rings.
No, he's been in a lot of westerns.
I don't think Aragorn's ever been in a movie. I don't think they had cameras in
No.
the Middle Earth.
Viggo Mortensen.
Mortensen. Sounds like one of them Jew names.
I
Okay.
feel like he's getting to that age where he can do his Gray Fox era.
Okay, but really, would anyone cheat on him? I mean, look at him. Look at him.
Well, that's what makes it so surprising.
Oh, okay, all right.
Get the Lancelot's played by the elf, Orlando Bloom.
I don't like
No,
Orlando
they're the
Bloom.
same age, basically. Now, I want to keep... I
Orlando
don't want to
Bloom
have
and
that...
Viggo
I don't want
Mortensen are
this
not
to be the
same
country
age.
version of Lord of the Rings, where we take fantasy actors and just put them in a thing. Like, we can get one
Wait a minute, that's
fantasy actor...
literally what you just did, was
Yeah,
take a
that's
fantasy...
what let me speak. We can get one fantasy actor, but I want the rest to be for something else.
Okay, who's playing?
I was thinking Channing Tatum.
Okay.
All right.
Like,
All right.
he's got that Lancelot vibe, if you get what I'm saying.
Can he not speak with a thick Cajun accent in this movie?
No, like, definitely not a Cajun accent. A Southern accent, yes.
Okay.
Like, can you imagine Channing Tatum doing a nice, deep Southern accent?
I probably could if I watched the sequel to The Kingsman, because I think he does it, but I don't really remember.
You are so off. They are not even close to the same age.
Who?
Bloom and Mortensen.
Yeah, but he looks the same as he did in Lord of the Rings, and he played an elf, so I don't want it to seem like he's got that ageless vibe.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's also uncircumcised. I've seen nude photos of him kayaking with Katy Perry.
Okay.
Was Katy Perry uncircumcised too?
Nah, she had a bikini on.
Oh. Lame. Wait, how could you see his dick if he was kayaking?
Not kayaking, the thing where you kneel. I'm sorry. The thing where you kneel on the board.
Paddleboarding?
Is that what it is? Paddleboard?
Yeah, I think it's paddleboard.
Yeah,
I've seen the same pictures. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. When you said you saw his dick while he was kneeling, my brain went somewhere else.
Sorry.
Okay, who's playing Gwen?
Gwen, I was thinking... Yeah, because I want it to be like a... Viggo Mortensen's in his 60s. Gwen's in her late 30s, early 40s, and I want Channing Tatum to be like early 30s, 29. So it's sort of like that is sort of like a descending order of where he's sort of in love with an older woman. So I was thinking along the lines of, I don't want like a big name because I don't want the name to draw. I want.
So we're gonna drive through the southern United States. We're just gonna abduct people. Be like, you in the van.
So early to mid 30s.
Get the chick that was in the that looks like Margot Robbie. She was in the horror.
Oh, Ready or Not?
Yeah.
Oh, Margot Robbie?
No.
Nope.
Looks like Margot Robbie.
You're saying Margot Robbie doesn't look like Margot Robbie?
But it's not Margot Robbie.
What was her name?
Her dad played Agent Smith.
Samara Weaving.
Yeah.
Samara Weaving.
Yeah. So have her play Gwen.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Hugo Weaving played.
No, that was early CGI. Hugo did like the first one. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go be in V for Vendetta."
Jesus.
But I want it to be that.
You know he hates like movies.
Yeah,
Like the name.
he's kind of a douche.
He's just like, I fucking hate doing this.
Their name brand whiskey. It's had like an edgy title, XXX Out Caliber.
Nice.
You could have just done one X. That would have been better.
Yeah, but then
Moonshine bottles have 3 X's on them, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how does it end? They amicably split. And
They amicably split, and he signs over the company legally before he's on his deathbed to Gwen, saying she gets it in the divorce.
Can't there be like, because who's the Mordred character?
He's his nephew.
Okay, who's playing him?
I was thinking somebody snotty. I was thinking snotty, something like I was actually kind of like I don't like the guy, but
Adam. You're thinking Adam.
not Adam. I'm thinking
The bald dude in the Superman movies.
no.
Kevin Spacey?
No.
No, Kevin Spacey was the bald dude. Gene Hackman.
I meant Spider-Man. Did I say Superman? I meant Spider-Man. Sorry.
Who played Mark Zuckerberg? I can't even remember his fucking name.
Oh, it is Lex Luthor then. I was close.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg.
See, I was right on the. But I meant the bald guy.
Can he not do his Lex Luthor like weird shtick?
Ooh, Art. Here's a Jolly Rancher in your mouth, Art. Ow.
Yeah, can he not do that?
What? It doesn't have to be Jesse Eisenberg, but I want somebody of that sort of build to be like a know-it-all, smart-ass kid.
Just make it Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, so
I want it to be a face you can just hate.
so Adam.
Like if Adam wants to make his career doing that, yeah, we can do that.
I don't think I have a choice. I think it's just what I'm saddled with.
So they're gonna have a big legal battle, and then he's just gonna sign it over to Guinevere.
Yeah, because it's going to be a nasty divorce, and then he's going to be out. He's going to have like some come to Jesus meeting out by himself one night when he's camping by himself. Because you just do that when you're out in the wilderness.
I've been doing the wilderness all wrong.
Yeah, but why?
Because he's realized it. Because he's got nothing else, and he's wondering what's more important to him. Is he doing it just to spite him? Because even though is he trying to get out of the relationship and leave her with nothing because he's bitter because she chose another man over him? Or was it because he realized he didn't do enough to make it her want to be there?
What he should do is make the company public, so he's giving the people the option, and then
everybody gets a share.
He creates a beer or
So-
a whiskey. Like you got to do a pun on the once and future king. I've been trying to think of a good whiskey name. I couldn't think of one.
I actually like that idea, the going public thing.
And
He
then
makes every
he
one of
dies.
his knights, workers, a partner in the company. So now instead of being in a family, it's in a family.
There you go.
So he's no longer having a come to Jesus moment in the
A
woods and sign
woodsy
it over
Jesus
to
moment.
Guinevere.
Isn't he a
So
metaphor
Guinevere
for
gets
Jesus?
instead of Guinevere getting
Yeah.
everything she wants, she just gets fucked in the end. This one now.
No, she's going to get a share as well. She's just not going to get the whole pie.
She's probably got like what? 48 shares, so she doesn't quite own half the company. And everyone else is public.
Right.
Oh.
So where it's got to be a vote on the round barrel.
Okay, all right. Then I want a mid-credit scene where Arthur dies, and then the mid-credit scene is Merlin sitting in his still area, and then Arthur just like walks up and sits down next to him.
I like that in the afterlife.
Well, I mean, you could hint at that. I wasn't like you don't flat out say it. It's just like Merlin sitting there messing
And
with
he's
his
like,
still.
he's like, Art, is that you? I'm fucking blind from drinking kerosene all my life.
He's like, don't fucking light a match, man.
I kind of like that idea. Like,
Good,
he
it was my
met
fucking
Merlin
idea.
when he was a kid walking through the woods.
Okay. So what are you gonna name it? What's the name of the movie?
Well, that's the problem I was having with it. Like, the name. I always have a problem naming these things. Like, I thought about puns of, like, barrel. So I was thinking around the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, you can't call it XXX Caliber. That's a
Yeah, I think
That's
that
an
name's
actual
been
wrong
taken.
movie.
yeah.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
What would be a good title?
Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know how a way to work Camelot in to a degree, or just sort of. Oh, Adam just flinched from looking at his phone.
You just do something simple like Camelot Brewing.
Yeah.
I got Triple Excalibur threesome hardcore porn, Excalibur the Lord of Sex trilogy,
There's a trilogy.
and
I've
Excalibur
only seen the
2
first one.
and Excalibur 2 the Lords of Sex.
Is there an Arthur Poon Dragon?
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Oh, man. If there's not, there fucking better be. Oh, that's amazing.
Right?
Okay. All right, Cody, you keep thinking on titles. So first we have Cody's whiskey retelling of the story of King Arthur. Adam, you want to go with your Green Knight ripoff?
How do you know it's a Green Knight ripoff?
You said it was.
Because it's the only
All right.
Arthurian.
All right. So I took a lot of liberties in my Green Knight. It's not as good as Cody's. So it takes place in a really, really shitty Atlantic city.
I thought you were just gonna start retelling Cody.
Oh my god, that looks so funny.
That's what you were getting.
So the camera's rolling through these woods over a mountain.
We just throw a camera in the woods and just let it record as it bounces down a hill.
So what we do is we put a camera up while Cody's movie's going and we record it. And, okay, so it takes place in a really shitty Atlantic city.
I just have an image of a movie where it's just Cody's movie, and then like it's a guy off to the side that's getting like 90%, and then like the shoulder of a cameraman in the corner. Okay, go ahead.
You know what would suck? They did do that, and he won.
I need to delete my internet history real quick before I forget. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't want to know
like,
your
that's-
guys' targeted ads.
Like that's the weirdest thing that
Anyway.
you've probably Googled lately.
No, me and Dana, she watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, and so I found This Is Not the Ghostbusters, and it's got the guy that plays Bill Murray. He's pretty funny. He like during the blowjob, he takes his penis out and like beats the girl in the head with his wiener. It's pretty funny. Anyway,
It's pretty funny.
What's
now,
it called? Ghost Nutters?
this ain't Ghostbusters.
What-
This ain't the Ghostbusters.
That was pretty good, Cody.
Right.
But what would have been funnier is if like he like came and like a proton stream like came out of his dick. That
No,
would've been
so
pretty
actually he came, and then Dan Aykroyd's character came in, and he's like, what's Dan Aykroyd's character? Bankman?
fun. Stance.
No.
Stance. He's like, Stance, I'm busy. Like he did a really good Bill Murray voice. He's like, oh, we got to go to the library, and he's like, I'm busy here. And Aykroyd's character looks down and is like completely unfazed by it. He's like, come on, we gotta go. And he like pulled his pants. Anyway, And then
Does he get the ghost blowjob in that one?
no, we didn't get that far.
Oh.
Aykroyd.
They got like 5 minutes.
We didn't get that far.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Aykroyd ends up having sex with the ghost in the library.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh.
Because Spangler and is it Venkman?
Venkman,
They run away in fear.
as you do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Here's my movie.
Atlantic City.
A shitty casino in Atlantic City called Camelot. Because poker tables around, so there's all of our characters.
So is this an offshoot of the Vegas Casino Camelot?
Is there a Vegas casino called Camelot?
Yeah. I have a T-shirt from it.
Sure.
Is it still standing?
Huh?
Is it still standing?
I think,
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh.
I think it's. I think it's gone.
I went a few
Oh.
years ago, and it was really cool. They had a Arthurian medieval times in the basement. So you got to see like a jousting thing, and Mordred showed up and like fucked up the jousting thing, and you got to eat, and it was really cool.
I did not know any of that. This is Atlantic
Great.
City.
That's going to cost us more getting that name.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
There goes our budget.
So our round table is the poker table. We got Arthur, played by Paddy Considine. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. And he's winning. You got all the knights. Guinevere's there, but she's like not really in the game. She's more of your stereotypical lady there. You got Lancelot.
Who's playing Guinevere?
Who do you want to play? We'll get to that later.
Lisa Kudrow.
Angela White,
I don't know who any. Oh, I know who Lisa Kudrow is. Who's Angela White?
porn star.
Oh, anyway, so Arthur's winning. Guess what pulls up to the entrance of the Camelot? A fucking green Mustang. Out walks
What kind of Mustang?
green Mustang.
What kind? What year? We talking like 2000
1939.
revivals? Are we talking like
1939.
65? We talking
Uh,
if we're doing green Mustang, are we going to do a 69 Mustang like bullet style?
Judge.
That's a GTO, completely different car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. It's green, and out walks like the coolest.
A 1985 Mustang green, barely just.
No, this thing's all souped up. It's nice. It's so shiny as it pulls up. The lights are just reflecting off of it, just smooth as silk. It's a nice ass car. Pulls
Okay,
up.
so we're gonna do the Mustang from Bullet.
Yeah, except the hubcaps are on it, and out walks our main character, the Green Knight. Don't have him cast yet. Don't know.
What's his name?
He's just credited as a Green Knight. He walks in, and he's just.
So what happens the first time? Hey, I'm Art. What's your name?
That we don't ever see that type of part. You see movies where the characters aren't credited, and you never see those type of scenes. Realistically,
So
yeah,
is the Green Knight our main character?
Art and Arthur and the Green Knight are our main characters.
Yeah, I mean, what's the name of the female protagonist in Kill Bill?
What's the name of the Edward Norton's character in Fight Club?
Anyway, so he walks in, like I said, smooth as fucking silk, man. His hair is parted right, just facial hair is all trimmed
Is
up.
it parted to the right or is it parted to the left?
It depends on if he's looking in the mirror or not. So anyway, he walks into the poker game, sits down, and Arthur's like, he's all full of ego and shit. So he's like, yeah, come on, go ahead and join. And then like instantly wipes out Arthur, just wipes out everything. And the guy's like, the knight's like, I'm done. I'm here what I came for. All right, I came for your money. I'm fucking going. And he's like, nah, that ain't how this goes. So then it quickly escalates into a battle, and the knight doesn't really fight. He's just like, dude, if you don't, you just need to leave it alone. And Arthur wants his fucking money back, so he pulls his gun, and he's like, look,
So
man.
Arthur's the dealer?
No, Arthur is the dude with the money.
He's a casino owner.
Okay.
He's the one playing the game.
Oh.
So he's like, yeah. So Arthur pulls his gun, and the knight just like not phased by it at all. He's like not even sweating. He's like, look, man, you're not getting your money back. Drop it. It's a metaphor for greed. Anyway, Arthur's like, nah, I want it back. He's like, look, you get one shot. Arthur fucking shoots him. Just fucking wipes him out. Shoots him between the eyes. The guy goes down. Gets back up. And he's like, you got 1 year. You're fucking dead. And then the knight gets back in his car and goes off. And everyone's like, well, that's fucking weird. And
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Thanks,
so,
man.
so a year goes by, and there's these guys, they're not good people. They're like doing fucking cocaine and gambling, and they're loan shark. And these are your Guy Ritchie type main characters. They're good people, but they're not good people. And so as the year is approaching, the members at the poker table, which are your Lancelots and who else we got. Gwaine, all of them. They start getting in the mail, like there's in their mail they get like an envelope. It's just like it's unmarked. It just has their name written on it, and they open it up and there's the King X, just the X, and then they're like, what the fuck is this? And then whoever gets a King X, it dies. Okay, so like Arthur watches all these people around him like dying, and that's when Arthur.
How do they die? Are we gonna do it in like cool, creative ways, or is it just like they wind up dead?
It's more like it's gonna be shot more like not a horror film at all. This is more of like a really dark Guy Ritchie movie. So the murders are gonna be filmed, like the setups, the camera setups and the lighting are gonna be filmed like a slasher film, but it's just like your classic mafia hitman,
Like one guy's gonna have a note. He's just gonna open up. What's this about? Shot in the head.
No, it's more like the door gets kicked open, and then the guy has like a mat, like a really cool looking thriller, like a slasher type mask. But we're not fooling anyone. Everyone knows it's the Green Knight.
Well, that's
right?
what I'm trying to say. Like, is it like he's gonna like strangle him? Like, is he just gonna like shoot him?
No, your classic mafia style hits.
Can he?
There's one scene.
Can he give someone cement shoes?
No, there's one scene that I want to do where the guy's in a car and he gets a King X, and then the guy comes and he fucking breaks the window, grabs him, and pulls him out, and then I don't know, maybe kneecaps him. However we feel like it, but immobilizes him and throws him in front of the car, and then puts the car into neutral, and the car just like rolls over his head.
Jesus.
So anyway,
I thought you said this wasn't going to be horror.
It's not
Horror.
Horror.
so Arthur's like, what the fuck? So Arthur has to go get some backup, has to go get some advice. So Atlantic City's in New Jersey, right? Well, in my head it was. So I hope.
I think so.
Well, you have.
City?
Yeah, now we're in
You have a phone, so you could
No.
look that up.
Where's Atlantic City at?
Immediately.
Isn't it Georgia?
I don't think so.
There might be multiple Atlantic cities.
I thought it was on. I thought it was by the ocean.
And the winner is. It is in New Jersey.
Right. So
Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong thing then.
And then that's where 3 Mile Island is, right?
No.
Or
Why are you asking? You did no research for this.
no. So he goes to get help. He goes not necessarily to get help, but gets weapons and some advice. Which there's an island in the middle of this big body of water, which I thought was 3 Mile Island.
3 Mile Island is near Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the reactor that went
So it's
nuclear,
not.
isn't it?
Is there,
That Deadpool destroyed.
so it's not 3 Mile
Deadpool
Island.
destroyed it?
But he.
wasn't
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Yeah, when they cut off his head and his head falls down the reactor and his laser beam starts cutting it all out.
Oh, okay.
And that wonderful version of Deadpool.
That's right, okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
So anyway, he goes to get some advice, and he goes to get some weapons. And this person he goes to see has a house, like a cabin or a nice old style house in the middle of this island. Goes out there, and it's an elderly lady, head of this family.
At 3 Mile Island.
No, I thought it was 3 Mile Island. It's not 3 Mile
So
Island.
it's just a random island.
Yeah, sure. And
Can you call it Avalon?
that's our metaphor for the lady in the lake. Goes there and gets advice, and basically she tells him about his greed and his hubris, and he's basically lost all of his friends and his
like what are you even doing betting in a 3-bit casino like the Camelot here on the East Coast? You should be in Vegas.
yeah at that
Yeah.
Camelot.
There's an Excalibur hotel out there.
So anyway, she's like, basically he still got his hubris, and it was like, I don't need this. Give me my weapon. She like slides out this case, this ornate case, and opens it up, and of course it's like an old 6-shooter revolver, Excalibur.
He takes it and goes, "Thanks, man."
And then
when you get done with it, throw it back in the lake so that it can't be traced back to you.
And then goes back to Camelot. Says, basically does the Christian Bale Bruce Wayne thing. Get the fuck out.
So he goes to an island to get a gun with the serial number filed off. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
And then, doing the Christian Bale thing, like everyone out, we're closed, kicking employees out, blah, 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 blah. And then as everyone's running out, the fucking classic green Mustang rolls up. It's been 1 year, gets out, and then how did I have it?
I don't know.
I should have wrote this down.
Probably.
The night shows up. I had it to where Arthur learned his lesson.
I don't think he learned his lesson. He went back to the same casino to gamble again.
Oh,
it's his casino.
No. So when I screwed up. So when Arthur shoots the knight at first, he takes his money. He takes his money back. So the knight says, gets up and walks away, and clears everything out, and it looks like there's going to be a shootout. And you think, but Arthur folds to say, "Here's your money back. You've taken everything away from you. You've taken everything away. You were right. Here's my money. Here's your money. Blah blah blah." And then the knight takes it and turns around and walks away, but it's a fake out and decides to fucking attack, and that's like the end of the movie is those two destroying each other.
So you end it Rocky style. You don't see the final battle.
No, okay.
Yeah,
so
instead of bells, he says click click. Bam.
No, so I like So I like the end of The Thing. Have you guys seen The Thing?
No.
Where they're
Which
like
one?
The original.
Oh,
Not the original. The remake with John Carpenter.
It's not the original.
Huh?
What?
There was one before John Carpenter's.
There was one before.
Yeah.
So how many things are there?
3.
There's 3 things.
Yes.
4.
I thought there was thing 1 and thing 2.
No.
What about the one from the Addams Family?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Cousin Thing.
Or the Thing and the Fantastic Four.
Oh.
Did you ever see that really weird Fantastic Four where Ben Grimm had a ring? That's what turned him into the Thing.
Oh,
and he'd say
the
thing ring, do your thing, and he'd turn into the Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one where they didn't have the Human Torch?
Well, no. I don't.
No, it's different.
I don't think that.
Okay, back to your story.
I don't think that was the Thing from the Fantastic Four. I think that is just an oddly similar thing.
No, it was the Thing because then they would do like the orange rock, just flying at him, and he'd become the Thing.
No, I understand that.
No, you don't understand it, Cody.
I'm sorry.
God damn it!
I honestly think they're not the same thing.
Proficient for the first time in my life. Okay, back to your story.
So anyway, so
I mean, it sure looks like the Thing from Fantastic Four.
I get it, but I think the thing was a kid, not Ben Grimm, is what I'm trying to say. Well, I don't think it was Ben Grimm.
It was a kid.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't Ben Grimm. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's just...
Jesus, you don't have to yell at me.
I wasn't trying to yell.
Okay, go on with your story. Sorry for Cody's interruption.
That's all right. And so anyway, there's a classic John Woo shootout, casino, cards, poker chips flying everywhere, just like lights are sparking. For some reason, 2 doves come flying through.
Like a John Woo movie.
Yeah.
Is John Woo the one that did? Who's the one that did The Rock and?
Nope, it is Ben Grimm.
It is?
Yep, that little kid is Ben Grimm.
The Rock. That was Michael Bay.
No, he would. It's probably not John Woo. It's the one that he always put like a certain car. I was trying to make a joke. I thought it was an Asian director. It sounds racist now that I'm saying it.
Certain car.
It was like a beige Volvo or something. Like it was in Face Off and it was in.
Well, John Woo did Face Off, but the person who used the beige car, that's Sam Raimi. He uses the car from Evil Dead in all of his movies.
No, there's another one that I was thinking of. Sorry.
Anyway, so the climax is
I'm sorry, I pulled a Cody.
Is a classic John Woo shootout, And then they're all shot up. The fucking knight, the knight's down. His nice suit's all bloodied. Arthur's down. Paddy Constantine's down. And they're out of bullets. They just kind of sit down across from each other, and they start. And then they just they have like a talk. Arthur lights up a cigarette, and it looks like Arthur gets a little bit cocky, because he realizes that like he kind of won, because the knight's not getting away with his money, blah blah blah. And then the knight makes a comment like, "You shot me between the eyes, and I got up and walked away. What makes you think this is going to stop me?" And then Arthur realizes that he's fucked, and the knight shoots him because he had extra bullets, and just gets up and walks away.
Yeah, because Arthur is using a revolver that had a round chamber, and the other guy just had a 9 Glock.
Well, to me, revolvers are cooler, because I like it when the guys, they open up the drum and they spill out all the bullets, and they got that moon clip. And they just drop it and they spin. I know you're not supposed to, but it's still pretty cool where you spin the barrel back in.
Yeah,
So they're sitting. I'm assuming, like, let's just say they're sitting side by side, talking, having this conversation. Can the knight stand up and kind of like smooth out his suit, and then like once he's done, pull out the gun and shoot him?
Yeah.
Yeah, what would be cool if when the knight smooths his suit out, you can see like the bullet holes close and all that.
Oh yeah, so like as he
yeah.
like brushes it off, that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah, the blood and the bullets and
like his hair is all tousled up,
perfect.
so he's got the hole in his head, and then he smooths his hair back, and the blood's still there, but the hole's gone, and he spits out a bullet like the Hulk.
So maybe it's just me, but for some reason when I'm seeing this Green Knight character, I see Tom Hiddleston.
Oh yeah.
Who's Tom? Oh, Loki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Loki.
Okay.
And I mean, honestly, they can keep him and Paddy Constantine can both keep their accents.
Oh yeah. Well, Patty was Arthur's Irish in my movie.
Oh, he's Irish in the movie.
Although I think he hated Irish people didn't they?
And what?
The Legends.
I don't think there were Irish people around.
Yeah, weren't they like the Vulcans or something?
The Vulcans?
Yeah, I don't know. Weren't they called something?
The Vulcans?
Bulkheads or something?
There was pagans.
Nah, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Well, I mean, that's honestly, the Irish are probably where a lot of that paganism from the Arthurian lore probably comes from.
Don't lend any kind of credibility to what...
Well, because a lot of what happens in Arthurian legend happens in Wales.
Yeah. And
sometimes
dolphins.
There you go. I knew you'd fuck it up somehow.
No, so anyway, the whole point is it's a metaphor for Arthur's greed and hubris, and the Green Knight was there to teach him a lesson. I know it wasn't Arthur; it was the other.
Well, I mean, you changed it to make it Arthurian. You'd had the criteria. Okay, so we've got Arthur Whiskey Rebellion from Cody.
Wait, who's gonna play Lady in Lake? I want a really old lady.
Someone that's dead.
No.
Dame Maggie Smith.
No.
Oh, she'd been good too.
I want who is Jason Statham's mom in the Fast and Furious franchise?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about? She's in prison.
Helen Mirren?
Is that who it is?
We
Helen
trash on the Fast and Furious so much. I assumed you guys never watched any of them.
Helen Mirren is the only person I know that's an elderly actress.
That's who I want to be in Lady.
You want Helen Mirren?
I want her to be
okay.
Lady in Lake.
Who's Guinevere?
She's a dancer at the Palms.
I think the Palms is in Vegas.
Yeah, that's why he had to leave Vegas because Lancelot ran off with.
Who should we get? Who's not in the MCU? Let's get someone not in the MCU.
Well, those are slim pickings. Someone not in the MCU.
Wait,
I want
the
the chick that played Supergirl in The Flash.
Oh, in The Flash. I know.
I was gonna say something even harder. Let's do one who hasn't even been in a superhero show.
In a superhero movie or show.
Yeah. Just to make it harder on us.
You kind of see how we struggle to name these actors when he puts criteria like that, right, guys?
Daisy Ridley.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, all right, I like that.
Can she be killed with Lancelot like they're in the middle of getting ready to get freaky, and then he just kills.
He makes a joke like, "So did you? I want you to shoot her in the head and blow his dick off." I'm like, great, can do it in one shot.
That's an old joke.
Yeah,
Punchline to an old joke I knew from high school.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
What's the title? Fuck, you guys suck with titles.
Yeah. Well, I usually don't come up with the title because we usually workshop the titles.
Well, usually
Knights are wild.
Knights are wild.
Yeah, because he's the Green Knight.
Mm.
Well, Knights aren't really a playing card.
Come back to me, Daniel. You'd start.
What?
Come back to me.
Make it like a blank hand in like poker or something. Like, oh, you're like one short from this, so you had this. So it's like there's got to be like a term for it. For like, oh, I was one card away, but there's got to be like a literal poker term for it.
Royal flush.
Yeah, but you like
Full
not
house.
quite a royal flush, something like that.
Okay, hang
because
on,
he
hang
ends
on.
up fucking it up.
Poker terms. Bad beat, all in, blind, bluff, ante, call, check, lay down, 3
King's
bet.
Bluff.
No.
There's not a whole lot of bluffing that happens in that movie.
Backdoor. Ace to 5, add-on, bankroll, big slick, blind, board, buy, aces up. American Airlines.
Ooh, the Green River.
I was trying to figure out how to make it with the river part of it.
Yeah.
What's the river part?
The river is the 5th card in a Texas Hold'em hand.
Okay.
Because it's the flop, the turn, the river.
Okay, so green. The American Airlines actually is a poker thing.
And if you want to tie that in, you could have, like, when in the initial gambling, when the Green Knight and Art are playing, you could have it where Art's winning through the flop and through the turn, and when the river card comes out, it's the card that the Green Knight needs to win.
Okay.
So it can tie into the title, the Green River.
And then like you said, the poster will be the playing cards in his hand, but they got like bloody fingerprints on them.
And I kind of like the idea of like you have like a royal flush, so that's Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10. So you have like 10 Jack, Queen, Ace of hearts, and then a King of diamonds.
Okay.
In that movie poster.
I kind of like the idea of like you sort of hit, but I want like at the poker, I want Arthur to just be like constantly like running his mouth and like talking, and then for casting Tom Hiddleston, like I want him to say like very little. Like
the green.
Like he speaks when there's the confrontation. He speaks at the end, like at the beginning and the end, like the whole like when like people are you can have like the people like pleading for their lives and whatever. I don't want him to say anything.
No, yeah, the idea is like the Green Knight. When the second he enters the movie, he's got the upper hand. He's got the control. He doesn't need to be the center of attention. Like he knows. Maybe because he's some sort of metaphysical spirit. Because obviously he took it between the eyes. But
I would like to think so. I don't know a whole lot about poker, but if there was a way that you could do it where if you have like Arthur's hand and then the Green Knight's hand, where like they're both dependent on that final card, and it just happens to sway his way. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I don't know a whole lot about.
Oh, absolutely! You can do that with Texas Hold'em.
Poker.
Ooh, sways his way. That's the opening credit song.
Sways his way.
Sung by Taylor Swift in a James Bond style opening credit sequence.
Oh, something you could do is when they televise poker, the suits all have different colors. So spades are black, hearts are red, but clubs are green.
Oh, okay.
So you could have like the knight having 2 clubs, and you have Arthur have like 2 hearts, and then like through the flop in the river you have 2 more clubs and 2 more hearts that show up. So they both have 4 of 5 cards for a flush, and then the final card being a club. So that way the knight has 5 green cards. That's the closest you can get to green cards.
I really really want to see the scene that it was the stand up where like he's just brushing off and like the bullet holes are just like gone.
Right.
Like, the shells are just like falling on the floor. Like that's the scene I keep replaying in my head.
That'd be such a cool scene.
And when the final gunshot, the John Woo style, it's literally going to be a John Woo style, like no real, like even though the John Wick shit is cool, like everyone, it's just like when the Matrix came out, everyone was doing the
bullet time.
Well, not necessarily the bullet time, but you know, you got rid of the John McClane like classic American haymaker. All of a sudden, you had all these fans, which was cool, but like so like the final shootout is going to be like just off the wall John Woo style. People aren't going to be holding the gun in correct battle technique like John Wick.
So are you going to have the Green Knight like going crazy, or are you going to have him like, I didn't know, are they going to like shoot in the same style? Because if you've set up the Green Knight where he's just like this stoic, like knows everything that's going to happen, to me like he's very much I'm going to stand in the open and just shoot.
No, there'll be some of that, but there'll be a scene. But instead of like diving behind instead of diving behind a table and flipping it over like Arthur is, there'll be like a column, and he'll just, because he another poker term would be like a bluff, right? So you're bluffing. He's bluffing Arthur to get rid of all of his ammunition. So instead of expelling all of this energy, he'll like, okay, I gotta duck behind this column real quick.
Gotcha.
He'll just like smoothly.
Okay.
You gotta have a part where, like, I don't know, like the casino is giving away free birds, and like the cage gets clipped, and there's doves that go flying all over,
flying through.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that more than I thought I would.
Oh, see, even though you knew what I was going to do,
I knew the second I said Arthurian, and I knew you would take it. All right, Daniel, let's hear it.
All right, so we're gonna open on a.
Are you gonna have a helicopter going?
No helicopter. We're gonna open on like this beautiful green field, and we're gonna be watching like a boy who's, I don't know, 7 or 8, kind of